Hi everyone. I am literally on my walk when I've decided I'm going to share all 3 of my Nebula Galaxy pours. Now yesterday I had success. This was my 3rd pour yesterday and it came out as close I think I can make it. But number 1 and number 2 I was debating whether to share it with you, but I think because number 3 came out good, it's important to share with you number 1 and 2 that lays the groundwork for the process and the thought process and the actual technique I used in getting to number 3. So I'm going to present them in sequential days, so you'll have them in 3 days of each other, so you'll get to the end rather than having to wait a whole week. And I hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to continue now with the rest of video number 1 and then share learnings with you as I go through each video. So by the time number 3 comes up, you'll be on board with what I was really going for. All right, hope you enjoy it and take care. Thanks. Hi everyone, it's Louise with Louise McKay Art. And I want to say thank you for joining me today. I'm trying something completely new and different for me because of the last 2 pours I did, the 24 by 36s. While they were interesting and they were cool and I liked the way they turned out, I was going for a galaxy pour. I'm trying to get something that looks like outer space, like. So this is an actual photo of the Crab Nebula that I'm going for. A nebula. Like a place where the stars are being born. You know, that kind of thing. And so I've been trying to find any kind of example of what I'm talking about, what I'm thinking about in my head. And I haven't been able to find it. So I'm gonna go rogue here and try something new for me and might be something new. So the idea here, I have what is this? It's like a 12 by 16. So I have a 12 by 16 here because I wanted to have enough room to use the hair dryer and also be able to blow, and but not have it so big that I have to waste a bunch of paint. And one of the things, the frustration I had on the last couple of pours, while I really liked the pours, the results, I didn't get the negative space, and I didn't get the feel of being in outer space. So I'm going to go for that here, and I'm going to do this interestingly in a couple different parts. I'm going to lay down a center with black, and what I've got for that are my drippings from the last couple pours I made. So this is mostly black. It's kind of a very dark gray with a little bit of metallic in there. And then I'm going to add my color. So I'm going to lay down the black, and I might tilt it out a little bit, and then I'm going to lay the color around in circles, not necessarily in one solid circle. I might just drizzle it around like I was doing a bloom, but everything will be around the black in the middle. And then on the far outside, I'm going to put white, and I'm going to blow it all in. And I got to make my circle big enough in the beginning so that I have room for the paint to blow. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. Alrighty, let's get this thing started. Is that a chunk in there, for crying out loud? I sure hope not. Yeah, I think there's something in there. I literally just strained it all. This black is really pretty. Let me see if I've got something in there. I swear. Look at that. Look at this. And I could tell because the ring was not nice and smooth. Okay, I'm going to stretch this out a little bit. I want to make sure I have enough room to play. And I also don't want a big glop of paint in the middle, especially when I'm blow paint into the middle. It doesn't have to be perfectly round. I mean, is the universe perfectly round? And I don't think anybody knows. Okay. The universe shouldn't be starting with a bunch of gunk in it. By the way, this is a recycled canvas, obviously you can tell. All right. Okay, so what I've got here is this is the Deco Art satin enamel. I'm just gonna drizzle. I don't want to get too carried away, so we'll go with that. Now this is not a color I used in the last couple pours. This is Arteza Sky Blue, which is left over from prior pours. All right. Now these other colors, I'm not going to be so necessarily hyped on making sure it's fully in a circle. Just want to have some representation. So it's kind of like doing a reverse bloom. And then what I'm going to do is after I blow it in, I'm going to add the base coat around it and stretch it. And we'll see what happens. I'm trying to be very sparing with color. I can always come back in later and add color. I'm going to add some amount of yellow though. Look what the satin enamel's doing to that blue in there. All right, my last color is this red, which I definitely want to have more on the outside. It doesn't need to be everywhere. Okay, then I have this other flow paint. I'm going to put around the outside. This is what I'm going to blow in to the middle with.
You're recording?
Yeah. So now I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. Okay, doesn't seem to want to stretch much. So let's see what happens. Okay, well that was not at all how I was planning on it going. All right, everybody, I'm going to be voicing over this little small section because the truck behind my house is backing up. And if I didn't voice over, you all would be running for your smoke detectors right now, wondering about the battery. All right, so let's... Oh, let's torch it first. And sorry about that other canvas, because really, right now, it's quite a distraction with what I'm trying to build. Okay. Wow, not at all what I was planning on. But let's just keep going, because you never know. And I might just blow it out. I might just blow it out with my lungs. I think I need a bigger area. Hey everyone, so I'm going to double time in voiceover again because once again the truck is backing up and nobody needs to hear that noise. So yeah, as you see here, I'm now blowing everything out. So I'll be quiet and let you watch and just see what I do. I'm totally flying by the seat of my pants here. In my head, I have the exact idea of what I'm going for, like that photo I inserted in the video. But I've got to try to make it happen in the pour. So right now, what I feel like is a translator. I'm trying to convey this image that I have clearly pictured in my head onto this canvas. And the language to do it is the techniques that I have at my disposal. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best technique to translate this image out of my head into reality. If you get it, there's my crazy for the day. Sorry I go off the rails sometimes. So I know I've mentioned in previous videos that different techniques require different types of personalities in terms of, are you a real control person? Are you a free flower? And in this one here, it's a combination again. But I have never had so much interaction with a painting before this one. It's kind of been a work in progress, piecemealed, doing one part in one section and then another section, and then adding more color, blowing it around. Then I'll be spinning it more, adding more base coat. And yeah, this has been quite the real artistic journey on this guy. So I'm really having a lot of fun with this one, just trying to get onto that canvas what I have in my head. I'm also trying to be very mindful not to put too much paint on the canvas, because the last thing I want to have to do is deal with something that's cracking. So I'm very careful, and I'm also realizing there's no yellow. Where'd the yellow go? I put yellow just before the red before, and it's disappeared. And I'm not sure what it is about the color yellow, but it oftentimes disappears. It must have a high density and sinks. But I'm trying to bring some yellow back. Also, it's right about here I decide to finalize the base coat onto the edges, and I'm going to skip past some of this so you don't have to see me spread the paint out. I'll also point out here, with all the blowing that I'm doing with that straw, it's a good idea every once in a while to switch it out or make sure it doesn't have any drippings inside. So as I touch up all the sides, I'm going to skip ahead again. You don't need to see me do all of that. Everybody knows we need to make sure all the sides are covered. And using the straw here is also another way of checking the thickness of the paint to make sure I have enough off. It's close. It's actually close. It's not the idea though. It's on the right track. But I guess first time out I shouldn't be too critical. Let me try something. Try flicking some stars on there, see what happens. Oh, that worked good. Cool. As I'm flicking the stars on, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how this would look with a real black base. I bet everything would pop so much more. And just so you know, what I'm flicking on here is just the titanium white. Well, I'm not sure what exactly this is, but hey. I think that's enough stars. I got a dead spot right here. Gotta have stars everywhere. Stars are everywhere. All right, well, hey, it was a first try, so that's where we are, everybody. I'm gonna call this a wrap. I'll clean up my edges, and then I'll get you a flyover. And I think I'm gonna strive for this again. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you liked it, please hit the like button, make comments, share with your buddies, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time. All right, take care, everyone.